Fitness is filled with sensible advice that isn't applicable or helpful. So, reading from my book, The Soft Way to a Hard Body, which you can get on Amazon, it says, "The truth is that you're being instructed, not taught. You are being contorted into movement paradigms that require feeling, but the instructors aren't in touch with their feelings. If they were, they wouldn't be instructing you based on limitation and rigidity. They would be teaching you how to feel for yourself, limitless." So this band is around my ankle today. I know you probably can't see it too well because it's black, to make a point. And the point is that this is one of the worst ways to activate your glutes. I walked into a building the other day where I have a client, another trainer was training a client, and I could tell that they were fairly new. The client was about 6'4". Trainer was also quite tall, had the band around the ankles, instructing the client to stand in this very rigid posture and do this crab walk thing, and even to reach behind him to hold the glutes to feel for the activation. Now, this is one of the worst ways to actually get a client to activate their glutes. The communication is long distance call. So I'm asking load from here around my ankle to somehow get all the way up and behind me into my glute. It doesn't make sense. There's no feeling attached to it whatsoever. You're also asking the client to reach behind him, which then pushes the chest out, expands the rib cage, pushes the client most likely into into an anterior pelvic tilt, making it almost impossible for the client to contract the glutes. This is one of the absolute worst ways to get the glute contraction. I don't know if I made that clear or not. So the trainer also added, we want to talk about a mind-body connection. Well, you're giving the client one of the worst ways to connect his body to the mind. Now, if you follow common thinking or common practice, this is one of the ways that we activate our glutes. But in practice, it doesn't work. A well-executed clamshell and some other very simple techniques are some of the best ways to get your glutes to contract. And I will be discussing that a little more in another video. And just quickly, even if you raise this band up just below the knee, you'd have a hell of a better shot at getting traction than what they were doing. Remember, exercise stops happening to you.